My first encounter with the devil happened 12 years ago. At that time, I was still training with my first teacher, and we were working on my clairvoyance ability. And part of the training was that I was helping him in his work, which was he was working with people and healing like all kinds of problems and issues that people were coming with, and he was helping them as a mentor, as a healer, and like a spiritual guide, and so on. And my role in that, like my part of that practice, was to scan the people who come for help and to pick up on as much information as I was able to receive, to see as much as I can, and then like pass that information on to my teacher. So and that helped him in his work as well. So since that the ability to see was what we were working on, then one day when a patient or a guest would come to see my teacher, he would take this person into his office and talk for a while the person shares the issue, shares the problem, and then the teacher would invite me inside that room so that I can scan and do my part. And till then, I would be just sitting in the room next door and just waiting till they call me in. And that day, a lady came. As I didn't see her, but I was sitting in my waiting room. I realized that like majority of the patients and visitors were female, so some ladies in there, and I'm waiting for when my teacher tells me to come in. I wait. The time is passing, 15, 20, 30 minutes already. Like I get kind of bored, and I'm waiting. Why they're not calling me in? And just out of boredom, I feel like, why don't I just because I feel like curious. I wonder what's happening there. Like, what are they? Is he already working? Is he already doing like healing, or are they still talking, sitting by the table? Or I was just curious, and I thought like, if that's what I'm training to be able to do, to see, why don't I try to see through the wall? Just wondering what can be there happening in there. And so I sat right by the wall, in that same spot where I knew behind the wall the desk was located, where the teacher is seated. Then first the teacher, then the desk, then across the desk the guest would be seated. And so I just wanted to see, are they still sitting at the desk and talking, or is the lady already like laying and the teacher is already like working, like doing his healing on the guest? And that's what I wanted to check on. Like, are they done already? Why are they not calling me in? And as I sit by the wall, I focus and I concentrate and I try to see what's happening in there. I suddenly see that there are three figures in the room. Not like normally there should be two, the teacher and the guest. So I focus. The teacher is sitting at his normal place, like behind his desk, on his chair. Then I see the space of the desk, and then the lady sitting across from him. And the third figure is standing behind the woman's right shoulder. And it is a very, very tall male figure, like above 2 meters, more than 2 meters tall. And he looks so muscular and like with very broad shoulders, and I really see the muscles and like very like broad chest, big shoulders. And this man is made of fire, plasma, like he's all burning. Like I really see like that whole body, and it's like the feeling that like what I felt at that moment. I was like, oh gosh, he's so attractive. He's muscular and full of energy, and he's burning, and he looked so sexy like in that whole appearance, like the face with the all that fire coming out and all around. And the feeling, like I didn't feel any fear at that moment. I felt, wow, wow, hot, like big, muscular, strong, fiery. That was the man standing behind that lady guest, and in his hand he was holding a whip, like a long whip, which was going around the lady's neck, throat, and he was just standing behind her and holding that whip behind her. Big fiery man, which like once I was just like looking into the details, like observing all that. Once I realized what that is, I pulled back out of there, like that I shouldn't be looking at that. That's okay, because at first I was trying to understand, like, why is there a third person in the room. Once I understood that entity is not like a living being, not a human, then I was like, okay, all right, I'm out, I'll just wait here. And they never called me, invited me in the room. I kept waiting. They were done in 30 more minutes, and the guest left. I could hear the door close. Then I come out of my waiting room and I ask the teacher, like, who was that, and like what's her story. I realized it was a female, but like, who is she? What was her story? And the teacher tells me that this is like a 50-year-old lady, very religious, and she comes to my teacher very regularly, like once, like every 6 months or every few months, she comes back. And her problem is that she is 50 years old, very religious, a virgin, never married, and never had any relationship. She hates men. She's just praying and following that religious routine. And the problem that she's dealing with is that from time to time she experiences at night a devil coming and having a sexual relationship with her against her will. He just appears in the night and has sex with her. So that's the problem that she comes with to my teacher. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. So devil comes to have sex with her once every few months. Okay. So, and she comes here for quite a number of years already. And I wondered, like, how do you fix that? How do you help her? And he says that he just helps her just soothe that fear, just to relax, and to he gives her some mantras and zikrs to calm down that thing that she's dealing with, which seemed totally pointless to me, because as you can guess, that's one of the points where our split began between my logic and my teacher's logic, who was at that time, he was 78 years old. So his approach was to just soothe people and just calm them down, help them to relax. That was his approach. My approach is just tell the truth, because like I saw the truth. Like, that's her devil. She brought him with her. That's her inner fire. That's like she wants sex. She wants that. She is like dreaming about it for like years and years, and she's holding that animal in her with so much strength that sometimes he has to come and help her relax. And like my approach would be just to force that woman to face the truth, face the reality, and that's my approach. Generally, that's what I do. I help people to like integrate that evil, that bad, dark, whatever beast, or that darkness, or whatever you call that, that animal nature. Accept it as accept that it's yours. Just it's yours. Make friends with it. Just integrate it instead of that old method of like separating it from yourself and trying to negotiate the relationship somehow. It's like I believe that that was appropriate for previous generations, because the capacity of the consciousness, the processing speed of previous generations, they were not ready to process that idea of the devil being your own, the product of your own fire, that you are unable to deal with, you're unable to integrate it, so you take it out and you deal with it as if it's an enemy, like it's outside. Now he's attacking me, I didn't want that, help me, somebody help me, I'm so good, I'm so clean, I'm so pure, I don't know what he's trying to do with me, he's bad. And that's one of the beginning steps where my whole logic of that idea of our habit of previous generations, which worked before, that's all we were capable of with that capacity in the past, was to just separate from and deal with that enemy outside, and we survived in that way for quite a long time. But now with this speed of life and this processing speed that this generation and next generations have, we already have the capacity to process the fact that that is just your inner fire, is just your inner animal. There is just your inner sexuality, there's just your inner desires, there's just your inner beast, and like you are like separating from the body, trying to be like, I'm clean, there is like no bad thing can come out of me, like anything that comes bad that happens to me, that's yours, that's outside, that's not me, I'm clean, I'm pure, I'm spirit. And that logic helped us survive for quite a few generations. Now it's the time to just take that and own it. That evil is part of me. If I did not create it, I would not be able to perceive it. So since then, my friendship with the devil began when I realized, on that little like silly example of this little virgin lady who is being attacked by some evil beast. It was like, wow, I imagine her fantasies and I understand like what she is dealing with. And yeah, maybe that 50-year-old lady, like I'm not able to help her already. Maybe in her next reincarnation, when she comes, she'll be more ready to swallow this information and absorb it. And so that's where my friendship started. So I realized like the devil is what we make of him. Like he does not exist without the energy that we put into him, and his only power over us is our own fear. Is like he can't actually do anything to us, but he can scare us enough so that we harm ourselves. I don't know if that is clear enough explanation, but his only access is to our imagination. He cannot affect us physically in most cases, but he has direct access to whisper something to our ear and to play with our imagination. And if he can make us imagine things that we consider terrible, then we get lost in that game, and we will just harm ourselves. Like, he'll make us imagine terrible things, and we'll just run and smash into the wall. So like, he can't actually smash me, but he can scare me, so I smash myself. So that's his only power, and that power I give him, or I don't. So that's where the friendship and negotiation starts with that entity, where you understand your own power. Like, it's your choice to give or not to give that power. He wants it, yeah, he wants it. He likes to play. He likes to move. But you can set your own terms, and you can actually negotiate the conditions, because that entity is not totally useless. It actually holds information, specifically about the fire element, about like how to deal with the fire, what is fire, and the fire that drives us, that drives this physical body, the fire, the kundalini, the snake, the reptile, the beast, the dense the most dense form of information, which is stored in us at our core, and stored in our DNA. Like, I'm trying to I'm trying to throw all these concepts at you right here, so that you kind of start assembling them into one, like that all these things are all and same thing. It's all one thing. And dealing with them, the method of dealing with them is also one. And once you realize that you hold the power, and by your control, by the better you know yourself, the better you can control this interaction. Do you receive, or do you allow them to play with you and use you? And for them, it's fun. It's like, it's up to you. Do you want to make your part fun as well? Then know yourself and gain the control. In that little example with that little virgin lady, is just a lady, doesn't know herself. She can pray all she wants, she just doesn't know the basic thing. She doesn't know herself. She doesn't know her own sexuality. Oops. And that's what gives the power to devil to play with her. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the story. Bye bye.